Hey there, my name is Tim with High Five Plumbing and High Five Cares. I am here with Denver Dream Center. Grant, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Grant. I am the Youth and Sports Director at Denver Dream Center in the Denver metro area.
Yeah, awesome. So they are our High Five Cares nonprofit of March and April. So we're super excited to bring them on board and have a couple questions for them. So right off the bat, got a really serious question for you, Grant. So if someone donated an elephant to you, how would you use it?
Well, we just acquired two buildings downtown
Okay.
that are phenomenal. And if someone were to donate an elephant towards us, we would definitely use it for programming and staffing to continue to grow our youth and sports programs that we run through the Denver Dream Center. One of the buildings has a basketball court in it, a rock wall. We'd want to build that kind of out, put some more stuff in there, especially for sports side, put some weights and turf and stuff, be able to train students, but also buying MacBooks and iPads and stuff to do homework on, and we're getting tutoring help for our students and taking them through different programs and stuff. So
Cool.
we could definitely use it to grow program
Sweet.
and staffing.
Yeah,
Yes.
cool. So if you have an elephant guy, anyone, reach out to me or Grant.
Yes.
We'll get something going. So what's your mission statement at the Denver Dream Center?
So our mission statement overall, just in a quick overview glance,
Yeah.
is we're just a bunch of people that want to love on people as much as possible to spread hope to them. A lot of what we do is calling ourselves hope dealers, and we want to just keep spreading hope to people that have lost it, going through tough situations that you lose hope in. And we want to keep the hope and help people continue to thrive through those situations.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit more about that. So you say hope dealer, you have a hope dealer shirt. What does a hope dealer do?
So a hope dealer is basically just someone that's going to love everybody regardless of their circumstance, whatever they're going through. We have so many people that we connect with at Denver Dream Center, from families and kids that are in Section 8 housing, getting assistance from the government, from guys and ladies transition out of prison that have just made some bad mistakes and bad choices in life. And for us, it's about dealing hope, and especially for us, the hope that we have in Christ, towards people to help them continue to just live a life full of benefits and happiness and joy, and not being so depressed and sad about things that are placed against them. So yeah, hope dealers, overall, like our little phrase, we call our hope dealers to the dope dealers. We're out there spreading hope towards people that have just lost it.
Yeah, that is so sweet. When I was doing a tour at your place, that was the first thing I saw, and it was just awesome. So
Yeah.
Who is your favorite partner, and why is it High Five Plumbing?
Definitely High Five Plumbing is going to be, for sure.
Yeah.
So, but no, overall, we got a couple big partners. One of our biggest is Kroenke Sports.
Okay.
With Denver Nuggets and the Avalanche, we've taken so many kids to different pro games, and they've just given us tickets to be able to bless kids and families with. And they've been a huge partner of ours, especially during COVID and pandemic time. The present need was food, and they let us use their parking lot. I mean, games weren't happening, so we were able to use the parking lot at Ball Arena to hand out over 3.8 million pounds of food about 2 summers ago. So crazy opportunity, but they are definitely one of our big partners, and we love working with them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. What's a success story that you've had in the community, whether it's like a whole family or an individual, or kind of what's one?
Yeah, one huge success story that I can attest to is a family that I work pretty closely with. I've known them for about 5 years now. And they are in one of our biggest housing neighborhoods in Denver. It's called Quig Newton Projects. It's got over 380 units. It's got about 1,000 kids that transition in and out of this neighborhood over a year. And with this particular family has got 2 boys that love to just play sports. They're basketball dudes and love to just go and shoot baskets. And the oldest was transitioning into high school, was going to transition into one of the main big public schools here in Denver. And his dad has had generational history of gangs and violence and drug usage, and didn't want his son going to a public school system that could possibly pull him into that either. So he ended up calling me, and we ended up looking at some schools, and I had suggested a school that I went to here in Colorado was Faith Christian. And we went through the whole process and developed a scholarship program and be able to get him in there, and now his little brother's in there too. And they've been in for 3 years now, and the growth that they've had socially with people is huge. Has so much confidence in themselves. The oldest one is going to be pursuing basketball in college, and the ability to do that, and then their academics have just shot up like crazy too. They went from probably C-level students to to A's and B's easily. So that is a huge success story. It's kept them away from the gangs and the violence and stuff that could really affect their life. Yeah.
No, that's huge. That is so awesome.
Yep.
So let's talk a little bit about volunteering, because you obviously have a lot of volunteers that you need.
Yep.
And so what are some volunteer events that you do in the community, and then how many people do you typically need for those events?
Yeah, so our biggest event, and it's one of our core events, we call it Adopt a Block. So we get into the neighborhoods where our families are in Section 8, Denver Housing Authority, and we just cook out. We play games with kids and families, and it's just a connection piece. But on average, we need about 100 volunteers to run those programs. It's every first and third Saturday. And it takes a lot to get into neighborhoods and just bring families and kids out, and we just need a lot of people to be able to connect and share with families and kids, because a huge piece of ours is just relationships. We love to just get in there and talk with people.
Right.
So on average, an Adopt a Block is about 100 people. And then a couple other events. We do youth events every Wednesday night, and that's about 25 to 30 different volunteers, and we just bring kids in, especially with the new building. It's going to be a blast to just bring kids in, play basketball, play dodgeball, video games, hang out, eat some food and stuff. So on average, that's about 25 to 30 different volunteers that we bring in for those.
Yeah, awesome. And then roughly how many kids do you impact on a yearly basis, if you had to guess?
Yeah, on a yearly basis, anywhere from 250 to 300 students.
Okay.
Everywhere from southwest Denver all the way to northwest into central Denver into downtown, and then even onto the east side. We're got a lot of kids everywhere, but yeah, on average, consistently affecting kids 250 to 300.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you talked a little bit about it, but tell us more about your new facility. So you have one facility right now, but you just got two more. So what is that kind of looking like?
Yeah, so we have two new buildings downtown off of Curtis Street in Denver. One building is a 15,000 square foot building. It's got a basketball court in it. It's got a rock wall. It's got a golf simulator, but that is the one that we're going to try to build out. Put some weights and some other stuff in there to be able to do sports camps and clinics, but also get our youth in there to just stay off the streets and stay away from stuff that's going to keep them out of trouble and stuff. So the other building is going to be our main office hub. It's kind of bare right now, but we're going to build it out. It's going to have conference rooms. It's going to have our main executive offices and stuff like that. So we are currently just in a small space in northwest Denver off of Federal, and we're going to be moving out of there and moving downtown to a 15,000 square foot building and an 11,000 square foot building.
It's massive.
Yeah, it's huge. So it's going to be a blast.
Yeah, that's cool. And then what brought you to Denver Dream Center? What's your kind of story?
Yeah, so I'm born and raised here in Colorado.
One of the few.
Yeah, one of the few.
Like 5% at this point.
And went to Faith Christian in Arvada and really just had a passion for youth and serving the next generation, and ended up going to Iowa, played basketball for a year there, and then transitioned back. And Pastor B, Brian Cedarwall, who's our pastor right now, got a hold of me, and they had some kind of basketball clinic downtown with kids, and he just invited me out. And I was like, heck yeah, I'm going to go play basketball with kids.
Yeah.
And just invited me, and then he pitched the vision of what Denver Dream Center could look like, and started interning, started slowly doing some stuff, and then Jen, our program director, hired me on as youth and sports director, and I've been able to run those programs ever since. So for me, it's been about almost 5.5 years now of helping Denver Dream Center run some stuff for youth.
That's awesome.
It's fun.
Super cool. Well, yeah, thanks for sharing that. And then wrapping it up here, where can people find you on social media?
Social media, we're on Instagram as Denver Dream Center. Facebook is Denver Dream Center. Okay. We do have a Twitter. It's DDC Denver. And then we're also on YouTube as Denver Dream Center. That's where we throw all of our videos and our updates and stuff on there. But we constantly use Instagram and Facebook all the time.
Awesome. Cool. So that's a wrap. Thanks for joining us today. It was great being here with Grant. Definitely check him out on Facebook. Again, I'm Tim with High Five Plumbing and High Five Cares. We're super excited to work with them in March and April, and hopefully in the future. And everything ends with a high five, and so does every interview. So Grant, high five.
Go.
Right on.